Hey, my guy went full Andy on us, man. What's up, my guys? Welcome to another show, man. It's NBA Talk with Jay. Special Tuesday show here with our guy, Presman, man. Lawrence Presman, the Prez. What's up with you, my guy? He got brought out the props, man, like and better than Andy Lang. What's up with you, Prez? Everything cool with you?
Dude, I can't play guitar, but I tell you something, I really wish I could. It looks cool. Everyone who does it is cool. I'm just not cool. But thanks for having me, Jay Money. Excited to do this show, man. NBA talk.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir, man. Yeah, no, that was cool. That was pretty cool there, Praise. I must say, man. And like I say, people love when you come in and join the intro as well, man. So, but like I say, Praise, let the people know how you've been doing over at Wager Talk. I know you've been red hot. I know you were saying that you've been on this insane run, man. Just first off, let the people know, like for the people that don't know who you are, let the people know who you are and how you've been doing over at Wager Talk, my brother.
Well, first and foremost, and most importantly, I am the co-founder of wagertalk.com. We're probably the largest sports handicapping company on the planet. Incredible team. 3 different websites, Wager Talk, Sports Memo, and the Gold Sheet, which is just incredible. We've owned the Gold Sheet now for a couple of years, Jay, and it is hard. Still to this day, hard for me to comprehend that we own something so iconic. I mean, the Gold Sheet was 1950s, brother. It started in the 50s. The first sports betting publication ever. And we own it. And it's amazing. So co-founder of Wager Talk Media, all 3 of those companies. I'm also a handicapper. I've been handicapping since 1999, which feels like a long, long time ago. And this year, Jay, I am having like college and NBA. I'm having, for me, a historic season. My NBA has just been absolutely ridiculous. I bet about 90% of my plays are 3-unit plays, Jay, and I'm up 57 units of profit on the season. I'm the number 1 NBA expert at Wager Talk, and it's been wire to wire. So it hasn't been like some monster run and then, over a month, and then the other 2 months were bad. It's been daily winning. To give you perspective, I'm on a 32 and 15 NBA run. That's 69%. But my NBA totals, 5-0, 16-1, my last 17. And I am up in the 70% zone on NBA totals this season. So, I'm excited to be here. Marcello is commenting. He's making fun of my accent because I say the word "you're" incorrect. I got an accent, man. I was born in South Africa. I moved here when I was 9. So what do we got here, Jay? 2 African Americans. Let's get into it.
Hey, I dig it, man. There was a fact I didn't know as well, Prez. So shout out to my guy Prez, and shout out to your streak as well, man. Because I must say, like it's been like I do NBA. This is what I do, and it's been an up and down year. I must say, like my spots that usually hit, they haven't been cashing, but they're starting to get there. Let's get straight to it here. It's all business here on this show, Prez. So we have 5 NBA games, and let's get to it. Shout out to my guy Andrew DeGen Woodworker in the chat, man. But let's head over here to the streets of Cleveland here, guys. First game up, we have the Cleveland Cavaliers land 4 points at the house versus the Miami Heat. Total sitting at 210.5. This total was at 209 before we got Jimmy Butler ruled in this one. Like I said, man, it's crazy because we never really see totals sitting around this. It seems like a super low total in today's NBA, Prez. You've been cashing with those totals. What do you think? Do you think this one is too low, sitting at 210.5, or you think it's just right in this Cavs versus Heat game?
Yeah, it's funny because I'm not on the total in this game. I mean, my initial reaction would be to take the over here, Jay, because it is so low. And when you look at Cleveland and Miami, neither of these teams have had a 210 in a long, long time. So this is not only a low total season wide, like across the league, this is a low total for both of these teams as well. Jimmy Butler was questionable. He's now playing. The line has come down from -5 to -4. And I'm looking at the Cavs here, Jay. The bottom line for me is, and one of the techniques I use in handicapping is I like to relate the side and total. There is a relationship between those two. And I'll give you sort of my thoughts on how that works in this game. This total is really, really low. For me, that tells me that the line makers think Cleveland is the right bet. Why? We know Cleveland's going to get their points, Jay. Cleveland is going to get around 110 points almost every single night. So if we assume Cleveland's going to get their 110 tonight and the line is -4, that suggests that the line makers think that the game is going to be somewhere around 114, 106, 108, 100. So to me, I'm looking at taking Cleveland here at -4. And on top of that, Miami's playing shit ball to begin with. They've lost their last 2. They've lost 4 of their last 5. I look at this game and I think there's no way Cleveland's not going to get us to 110. And the line makers are usually pretty accurate, man. If Cleveland gets 110 and Miami puts up, say, the 106 that gives you that -4, that's 216. Line makers say it's around 210. I'm going to take Cleveland at -4, and I do slightly lean towards the over.
Yeah, my guy Jarrell in the chat says, man, you got to take the over, man. It's too low. Yeah. But I know I'm not betting against the Cavs at the house. This is where they ball out 21-5 straight up at the house, 17-8-1 against the spread as well. So even I feel like even if you do like the other side, it's not necessarily a winning. It's not a winning bet, man, long term. So I don't bet against the Cavs at the house. I actually kind of lean their way. They can have some good matchups down low as well with Mobley and Allen when it comes to owning those boards. I know Bam Adebayo has been working on his shot and he's been hitting it shot as well, but he is a small center. The Heat don't really have a ton of backup depth as well at the center position, so that's where I think they could really struggle with the Cavs' size in this one. Now, obviously, if the Heat are hitting their 3-pointers, guys like Tyler Hero, Gabe Vincent, and Struz hadn't been playing a lot, but Gabe Vincent, Tyler Hero, even Kyle Lowry, if they're hitting their threes, they can stay in any game. But I would probably lean to the over. This is a super low total. It was at 209 last night. Jimmy Butler is playing in this game, guys, so it's gonna be a nice game here where the Heat have a few big games on deck as well versus the Knicks and the Bucks. I must say I'm not betting against the Heat here, but simply they tanked that game versus the Hornets as well. Sure, they are a little pissed in this one, guys. So it's a tough game for me. I could see it going either way. Have a lot better feel on some of these other games. Praise, did you have anything else on this one?
Yeah, Jay, keep in mind, the Heat lost to Charlotte 122 to 117, but they shot 45 of 93. That's a really decent shooting percentage. And we're going to talk about this in another game, but those shooting percentages do tend to work out mathematically. I don't expect them to hit a whole ton of threes tonight myself. And I don't think they match up well against Cleveland either. So a lean on the over. I'm going with Cleveland minus the 4 points.
Yeah, I couldn't talk you off that. I'd lean the Cavs as well here, man. Especially with Mitchell back, Mitchell, Garland. They can go toe to toe with the Heat's offense, and then they have the major defense advantage, in my opinion, as well. So couldn't talk you off the Cavs there, minus the 4. Let's head over here to the streets of Madison Square Garden, man. Streets of New York here, going to the Madison Square Garden here, where we have the Knicks laying a 1.5 at the house versus the LA Lakers. Lakers are on a back-to-back, but obviously their two main players did sit out yesterday, and LeBron and AD. Looks like both of them are playing in this game. In this one, Perez, how you looking at this one, man? A lot of my guys in the chat maybe looking towards the Lakers in this one. I agree with it. I think I want to hop on the Lakers here as well. Here, Perez, do you think they can get it done in Madison Square Garden?
This is one of those scenarios, and I think we're going to see this for literally the rest of LeBron's career. This is one of those Tom Brady scenarios where you just can't comprehend that a guy who's that good can't win. We sit here and we look at LeBron and Davis and the Lakers. It's the Lakers. They have LeBron. They have Davis. Of course they're going to win. It just doesn't work that way anymore. LeBron is super old. This team is, even when both of those guys are playing, it's not like this team is lights out by any stretch. The Knicks are fighting to keep it inside of the playoff picture. They've won 2 of their last 3. They did have a 4-game losing streak, and I think that's important here because they lost their last game against Brooklyn. And I think if this Knicks team is going to make a run and keep inside of the playoffs, they can't have these losing streaks. And they just recently came off of one. I think this is a good spot for the New York Knicks. I think the New York Knicks are a better team, whether LeBron and Anthony play or they don't. And I think it's a bad spot for the Lakers. I mean, here you have a Lakers team that just lost to Boston 2 games ago. They got all upset. They bitched everybody out. They blamed the world except them. And then their 2 stars decided to take the day off.
Mm-hmm.
Really? After you're fighting for your playoff life.
Right.
You lose a game in overtime where you feel like you were robbed, and then you need a mental day off. Dude, I'm fading the Lakers all year. I'm fading them all the way through. This team's a bunch of whining sucks. LeBron James, who, by the way, I love, and I had the privilege of spending 5 hours with LeBron alone, just the 2 of us, at Steve Wynn's private pool many years ago. So I am not a LeBron hater, but he is turning into one whiny freaking dude.
Yeah.
Knicks need to win after that loss against Boston. It is -1.5 now. Jay, I do a show every week called Wager Talk Today, every day with Teddy Covers, 12 o'clock Eastern on the Wager Talk channel. And we have Ralph Michaels on, and Ralph did a lot of research into whether you bet a game on the money line or on the spread. And the bottom line is any NBA game -2 or less, you take it on the money line. So the pick for me tonight is the New York Knicks on the money line.
Yeah, I couldn't talk you off, man. This is a tough one, man. I must say, because with LeBron and AD coming back in there, this could be the game where they come back and try to get a win, right? Like you said,
and it could
definitely
be
fight for the playoffs, for sure, man. So I know me personally, man. I'm only looking towards the Lakers here. That's just me. I mean, not only if you like the Knicks, I feel like it probably like the Knicks do come out first quarter, first half at the house, but they had been putting together 48 minutes in this one, guys. Lakers are 5-1 against the spread last 5 road games, 6-3 ATS last 9 as well, and you have the Knicks. Man, they're not good at the house when it comes to laying points. This is the 5th worst ATS team at home, sitting at 9-14-2 against the spread, guys. It's 5th worst in the NBA.
You got to take that, Jay. You got to take that with a grain of salt. They're not normally -1.5 at home. So the question isn't how many times have they covered the spread. The question is how many times have they covered -1.5. And I also do suggest that you take it on the money line. So get rid of the notion of the spread here. But, look at this total, Jay. Last night, 237.5. Now LeBron and Anthony are playing. It's dropped down to 232. You got to look at the over here, Jay. There is clearly a ton of value. That's a 5-point move for really no major reason. And then we have the situation where the Lakers might get some calls that they haven't normally got because whiny LeBron James has made a lot of noise. I would take the over in this game too, especially now with the line dropped to 232.
Yeah, I would take if I'm looking at the total here, I'm taking Lakers team total over, guys. That's what I'm looking at. It's because I'm kind of in the middle to where I like LeBron's points over. I believe somebody in chat said 28.5. You got to look at LeBron's points, right? He's stat padding right now. He's trying to break the record at a certain time. So he almost has to go for 30 if he wants to keep pace and try to get it at home either versus the Bucks or the Warriors and that one. So looking at LeBron points, looking at Lakers team total over, and I'm looking at the Lakers in this one. Like you said, Priz, don't be a bit surprised to see a few calls go the Lakers' way in this one. Obviously, with LeBron, I mean, he's probably sending memos to the league, all type of shit. It's just what they do. But I just wanted to say, as a favorite, the Knicks are 7-10-1 against the spread at the house as well. So for whatever reason, it just seems like the Knicks have been playing a little bit better on the road and
Yeah.
just, I mean, straight up at the house as well. Win, lose, right, Prez? There's still a losing record, 12-13, straight up at the house, man. So I'm not a fan of the Knicks at the house. I'm only looking towards the Lakers here. It could be one where you're looking towards you could just take Lakers team total over. You don't even care if they cover the spread. I definitely think they ball out here offensively, but I'm looking at Lakers team total over. AD double, LeBron points over, and Lakers as well, guys. That's my looks in this game here, Prez. Any other thoughts on this one before we get to the next one?
I know you're the host and I'm the guest, but man, you're impressive. That's really good stuff, man, and lots of great information for everybody, to say the least. I'm learning more than I'm given.
I appreciate you. I appreciate it. This is what this show's about. It's about sports betting advice. I give out my picks, you know, stuff like that. But for the main thing, it is mainly sports betting advice, guys. So, guys, you like the show in the chat? Please hit the like button. Let's head over here to my game of the day, man. We're heading over here to the streets of Milwaukee. We have the Bucks here landing 11 points at the house versus the Charlotte Hornets in this one. Total sitting at 244. I believe this one shot up overnight, if I'm not mistaken, man. Yeah, no, it was basically the same. It was 239 last night, man. I did a little night show last night. It was like 238, 239, shot up about 5 points. And I agree with it. The Hornets are all they're gonna do is run pace in this one, man. Don't really play a ton of defense, guys. I think the Bucks get the fly swatters out and swat these Hornets down tonight, man. I like the Bucks early. I like them often. I didn't bet the full game, but I'll be honest, I think they smoked the Hornets here tonight. It's a major revenge fight. You guys remember what happened a few weeks ago? They got absolutely smoked at home as well, man. It's even worse. And they had their players as well, guys. That makes it even worse. Giannis only had 9 points in the game. It was a total no-show. What were they? They were down 51-28 at the end of the first quarter, guys. I think it flips here tonight. I think the Bucks will be the enforcers here. I see Giannis going bonkers. He might have 20 points at the end of the first quarter. The first quarter line is high, guys. I'll admit, but I'm taking Bucks in the first quarter -4, and I'm taking them first half -6.5. I'm staying away from them full game because they have tendencies to let teams come back. But I think this is a smack city spot here for the Bucks. I like them early and often here, Prez. Could you talk me off this or how you like
this game? Me and you are completely aligned on this game, Jay. Firstly, my favorite bet in this game is the halftime bet. The -6.5 for me over the half is better value than the -4 in the first quarter.
Mm-hmm.
I do like -4 in the first quarter. I'm going to bet -4 in the first quarter, -6.5 in the first half, and I like -11 tonight. Jay,
okay.
I close my eye, and I do this a lot when I handicap. I try to figure out what the score will be, give or take. And I keep coming up with 135 to 110. So that gets us over by 1 point now. Last night at 239, I was eating this over up. 244 is right around the number because I get 235, 135, 110 game. You got to keep in mind, man, Charlotte has lost 36 games this year. Do you know how many times they covered? Now, keep in mind, they were a double-digit dog in a lot of those games. Out of those 36 games, they've covered 6 times. Take the opposite side. Milwaukee, 17-3 ADS at home, average score differential 13 points. Do I think Milwaukee will get there? I do. I think you're good at -4 first quarter, -6.5 on the half, -11 on the game. And I'm off of the over now because of the line move, but I would lean towards there. On top of that all, if you want another over stat, Hornets are 16-3 to the over when getting more than 6 points. And that makes logical sense because they're not playing defense. They're always a dog. They're running up and down the court. They're trying to play pace. So I'm with you on every single thing you said in regards to that game.
Yeah, and the way that the Hornets run pace, it's not going to go well here versus the Bucks, man. If they're really out for blood in this one, man. So, and just like I say, give it some numbers to back up the Bucks as well. They are 5-1 straight up last 6 games, but guess what? They're also 5-1 against the spread last 6 first quarters. So they've been starting out these games hot. They're getting in playoff mode as well. You look at the Hornets, only 1-4 against the spread last 5 first quarters, 0-5 ATS last 5 first half as well. So maybe it takes them a little time. They start hitting their jumpers. The Hornets are more of a second half team. And with only 14 wins, I really don't even see why. I mean, I really feel like they might want to start looking towards next season in this one, guys. But, and I'll be honest, a couple extra looks, man. I see Bucks going for 40 points in the first quarter in this one. Their team total is sitting at 33 for the first quarter. I think that's going over. In the first half is sitting at 64. I think I could add Bucks team total first quarter and first half right along with the spreads. I think they're correlated. And I don't think the Hornets have enough defense in this one. They're all offense right now. Giannis is going bunkers in this game. I guarantee you they're speaking amongst themselves. Guys, we got smoked versus this team. Let's reverse it. Let's put up 150 on them this time. I like the Bucks. I like the Bucks here every which way, but first quarter, first half is what I'm really focusing in on. First quarter -4, first half -6.5. I'll probably get there with the team totals as well, man. First quarter, first half. I think those hit here, Prez. Couple more games, so let's get to it, man. Let's go into the streets of Chicago here. We have the Bulls here getting 3 points at the house versus the Los Angeles Clippers in this one. Total has come down last night. I was talking about this game on the night show. This total was sitting at what, 232, I believe, at least 230, and it's coming down to 225.5, 226 in this one, but I don't care about the total. Bounce back J Spot here coming for the Clippers here, coming off a 30-point loss where they rested their guys. Basically, it was a scheduled loss, right, with no Kawhi, Paul George. They never came to play, down 30 at the half. Now I think they bounced back here. 11-5 ATS last 16 in Chicago. Number 1 offensive rated last 5 games. Give me and I need a haircut as well. Give me the Clippers -3 in this one. Really close to taking them first quarter as well, Prez. You like any thoughts on the side in this game?
Yeah, well, firstly, I don't think you need a haircut. Secondly, look, I lean on the Clips here as well, Jay. -3. This, it's a tough spot for Chicago. They're playing a team that just got throttled by Cleveland without their players. Now they're putting them both back in. A team that they are in the playoff. They are in a playoff spot now, but again, the Clips need to start rolling, man. And they'd won 4 in a row before they won 5 in a row before their loss to Cleveland. I'm with you on the Clips here. I do want to make mention real quick. Oh, Joe writes, nice green screen, Prez. Yeah, not bad. Not bad. Anyway, I do want to make mention that over at Wager Talk, it is $2 Tuesday. Every Tuesday, we have one handicapper that we sell for $2. I am the Tuesday $2 handicapper over at Wager Talk, and I have my play is on this game. It's only $2, and as I said, I'm on a huge NBA run. I'm up 57 units of profit on the season. And you guys can go over and Wager Talk and verify all of this. It's not 1990s handicapping tout nonsense. These are all legit. So please take advantage of the $2 Tuesday offer. Head over to Wager Talk. If you've never purchased from Wager Talk before, what a perfect day to do so. It's only $2. And, I'm winning almost every day. Another winning hoops night last night, 2-1. But in regards to this game, I don't have much to say about it. I do like the Clippers, but I'm not going to get to the window on that side.
No, I got you. Yeah, my top looks in this game, man, be Clippers in the first quarter -1 and Clippers Clippers full game -3. I do think full game is a little bit better because the Bulls have somewhat shown tendencies to come out hot first quarter, first half, and then kind of let go of the ropes in the second half. It seems like they can't really put together 48 minutes here, but the Clippers, I do believe, will put together 48 minutes here. So I must say I didn't bet the first quarter. I'm not sure if I'm gonna get there. I'll probably do a late show here today with some more info as well. But Clippers -3, I did sprinkle a little some on Clippers -3 in that one. And like I said, I think they're overmatched. They will overmatch the Bulls in this one. Somewhat the same type of teams, but Clippers much better overall defense, switching defense. I'm not a fan of Levine and DeRozan defenders. Where you look at Paul George and Kawhi, there's two of the best defenders on the team over there. So that's where I think this one changed. Clippers and Bulls are great and basically the same offensively, but Clippers are a lot better 1 through 9 defensively, and I like their bench a little bit better as well. That's why they're laying 3 points here on the road.
Jay, do keep in mind, and this is what's really keeping me off of the Clippers, is the comments coming out of the Chicago dressing room. I mean, this team understands the importance of where they're at in the standings, where they're at in the season. DeMar is saying all the right things. I wouldn't be surprised if we see Chicago go on a 3 out of 4 kind of a winning streak. So just a lot of good stuff coming out of the dressing rooms in Chicago.
Yeah, no, that's a great point right there. That's why they went out there and smoked the Bulls the last time out. I mean, they went out there and smoked the Magic last time out. Before that, though, they did lose to the Hornets and the Pacers. But, I mean, they can get it done at the house. The last 2 home games, they've beaten the Hawks and they beat the Warriors as well. So they can turn up at the house. But this is somewhat of a different beast, in my opinion, with the Clippers. They have been playing a ton of road games here lately, guys. It's their 7th road game out of the last 8 games. So if you don't like it, always say you don't have to take it. But I am on Clippers -3. Last game up here, Perez, and we'll get out of here. Go with some free picks and get up out of here. But Nuggets land 6.5 points at the house versus the New Orleans Pelicans, who've lost 8 straight games here, Perez. Is it that simple? We just keep fading the Pelicans in this one. How you look in this game?
Yes, it's that simple. Jay, the line was 7.5 late last night. So there's clearly money coming in on the Pelicans, and I don't get it. Look, you have to take into account the emotional state of a team as well. That's very, very important. And here you have a situation where New Orleans was having such a great season. Now they've lost 8 in a row. They're missing Zion. They just have not been able to score consistently in a league where you need 215 a night to win. Over their losing streak, Jay, this team has scored under 100 3 times in their last 8 games. There are some teams in the NBA that won't score under 100 all year. They've done it 3 times in the last 8 games. They haven't gotten over 110 in that entire losing streak. Before that, they were averaging around 118 a game. So something is going on in New Orleans. This team just can't find any offense. Now they play Denver. This Denver team can put up 220 any night they want. Jamal or no Jamal, it makes no difference. 220 anytime they want. They had a loss to the Sixers. Before their 119 points, they just put up 119. They didn't lose. They put up 119 against the Sixers. Before that, though, they put up 99 3 games in a row. So again, back to what we were talking about at the top of the show, their shooting percentage in that 3-game lull was abysmal. Probably the worst shooting percentage over a 3-game stretch they've had all year. What did they do the next game? They come out and shoot 44 for 81. They did still lose that game, and they've lost 2 in a row. So here we have a scenario where we know Denver is going to score. We know New Orleans is struggling to score. Denver is coming off of 2 losses in a row, and the Nuggets are on the longest freaking road trip. It's just, this reeks of a blowout. I think, and I predicted a 135 to 110 game between Milwaukee and Charlotte. I think this game will be 230 to 112. It's going to be a total blowout. I'll make it easy. Terrible spot for the Pelicans. They got to be miserable right now. They will get it back. It's just not going to be tonight. Not against a Denver team coming off of 2 losses in a row.
Yeah, Prince, I hate to disagree with you, man, but I have a lot of notes on this game, and it's kind of crazy because I've been talking a lot about like recent performance and recent history, right? But this Pelicans team is a lot better than what they're putting out there. Now, I'm not saying that this is a lot tonight, or I'm even betting it, but the Pelicans have matched up really well versus the Nuggets. It's kind of scary. They just played a few games ago as well. They were down 19 points in that game, but then before you look at it, the game was tied. They only lost by 1 point, 99-98. So the Pelicans obviously lost 8 straight games. You can't hold them down forever, I can tell you that. This is a motivational spot for them. They're in need of a huge confidence boosting win, and why not? Who better to face than the number 1 team in the Western Conference as well? Historically, a great matchup. 11-5 against the spread last 16 meetings, and they own the Nuggets, man. 6-1 ATS last 7 meetings in Denver as well. 2-2 straight up. Those 2 losses, one of them came in overtime. The other one came by 2 points as well, man. So I don't know what it is, but the Pelicans have been playing the Nuggets super strong. The Nuggets somewhat come down to earth, in my opinion, man. 1-3 straight up in ATS last 4 games. Only 3-5 against the spread last 8 games as well. They're off a 3-game East Coast road trip, plus have a big game versus the Warriors on deck. This line was at 7.5 last night. Everyone's on Denver, but it's come down to 6.5. I actually like the Pelicans here. That doesn't mean I'm going to bet it, but I do like the Pelicans here catching the points. I'd look at some Ingram props as well. He's been in a slump. He's had a few days off now. This is his third game back. I think Ingram finally bust out offensively in this one. I lean his way over the 19.5 points. My guy Andrew in the chat as well says, Jose Alvarado props. He always crushes my Nugs. So that's coming from a Nuggets fan telling you to take some props for the Pelicans right there. Something that he's noticed, even with the bias for his own team. Those are the type of things you want to listen to here. So maybe some Jose Alvarado props in this one. Maybe if you can get some defensive props as well. But I lean Pelicans here. I lean them first half and full game, and Ingram points as well. Yeah. Prez, anything else on this one before we get out of here?
Look, Jay, everything you say makes sense. And we come at these games from a different perspective, right? You know, when someone says to me, the Pelicans have owned Denver. They're 6-1 ATS in their last 7 in Denver, or whatever it was you said. What I want to know is how many of those games did Denver lose 2 in a row before that happened? How many of those games was New Orleans shooting percentage in the low 40s, you know, prior to that? So for me, I don't spend a lot of time on those kind of numbers because it's one of those things where you could just keep going deeper and deeper. How many games did Zion play in that run? How many games did Jamal play in that run? So I look at it really straightforward. Denver is one of the best teams in all of basketball. They're off of 2 losses. They're at home. I think it's going to be a beatdown, but I get what you're saying, brother.
Yeah, and I didn't bet the Pelicans. And and I'm a strong believer in, like, do your research and go with your gut as well. Like, even my guys in the chat, sometimes it's like, even on the Bucks play, you're saying, I don't know, I don't like it. Hornets, I always tell people, man, go bet whatever you absolutely love. Sometimes, I mean, obviously, I know some people like to watch shows, but sometimes it takes a little bit of research for your own as well. That way you can have a feel for what you actually like. And if maybe some people liking what you're liking, go with that. But I always say, go with your gut. You'll feel better at night. You'll sleep better at night. That's what I always say.
All right. You will sleep better at night when you go with your gut. And I'm going to leave you with this last thought, because I am the co-founder of wagertalk.com. It is one of the largest, if not the largest handicapping site in the world. I've been very successful in business, Jay. Very successful. I started a site in 1999 called You to Bet On. I sold it for millions in the mid 2000s. Here is my piece of advice, not related to betting, related to everything. If you are where you thought when you were 18, if you are where you thought you would be when you were 18, so if you have achieved your success, if you have achieved the goals and the dreams that you aspire to, go with your gut. If you haven't, go with my gut, because yours isn't the one that's driving your decision-making correctly. Jay, what a freaking pleasure, man. I'll do this show anytime with you. We are so lucky to have you as part of the Wager Talk family. Thanks for having me, brother.
Yeah, anytime. And they like you coming on the show as well, man. A big fan of the collaboration as well. This is the free pick. We started out the free pick segment, man. Obviously, the tail end of the show with that fine piece of advice from my guy Prez and Nell, man. That's also a free life pick, my guys. But
it is
now,
it is, Jay, and it's important to know, right? Because some people's guts do well and some people's guts don't.
That's facts right there. That's a good point right there. Cause like maybe don't listen to your gut if you're watching these shows because you've lost so much. So that's a really good point right there. But I always like to tell people bet whatever you absolutely love, my guys. But prayers, let the people know what you have going over at Wager Talk and any free picks for us today on the show.
You got it, brother. Listen, I'm gonna give you an NHL pick.
Oh, okay.
I absolutely love the under in the Montreal Ottawa game tonight. It's 6.5 is the total. I love that play. As far as hoops goes, look, I got 2 college basketball plays going for tonight. I got 1 NBA play. My NBA play is a 5% total. I'm on a 16-1 run in these NBA totals. And my college basketball has been just as good, Jay. I told you at the beginning of the show, I'm the number 1 NBA expert at Wager Talk. I'm also the number 1 NBA and college basketball expert at Wager Talk. With all that said, thanks, brother. With all that said, it's $2 Tuesdays. You can get my 5% play for only $2, dude. What an awesome show. Thanks, man.
This was a great show, man. I must say. So you got it, man. Prez, like, he gave us an NHL pick, man. Montreal, Ottawa. If you guys didn't know, Prez does NHL, my guys. He also has a $2 Tuesday 5% play up over at Wager Talk. Every single Tuesday, we have those $2 best bets up over there, man. No promo code needed, man. For me, today, guys, I am going with the Bucks in the first quarter, -4, and first half, -6.5. I also like those team totals as well, man. I think those sometimes with the team totals, if you're looking at a team right, it can be even better than betting the spread because you're just isolating on them scoring a certain amount of points. So I'm also going to put some on them team totals as well, man. First quarter over what we got it at first quarter over 33 for the Bucks team total, and the first half is sitting at 63 as well. So I know it's high, but the Hornets don't play a ton of defense in this one, guys. Give me the Bucks first quarter, first half, team totals, and the spreads in that one, guys. I want to get there with Lakers. Heavily lean Lakers plus the 1.5. I am taking the Clippers. I already took Clippers -3 full game, and I lean Pelicans as well, guys. I lean Pelicans full game at the +6.5. I like Brandon Ingram's points in that one, and some props as well for the Lakers game. LeBron to get over 30 points. Anthony Davis double, and I like Lakers team total over in that one as well, guys. So a ton of info, a ton of great info for the show. Y'all know how we do it every single day, Monday through Sunday, man. Sports betting advice. If you like the show, hit that like button, subscribe to the channel. You could also join to be a member as well. Get some early access to some shows. It's only $3.99 a month, guys. So if you'd like to become a member of the channel, show support, I appreciate it as well. We appreciate everybody for tuning in to the show, man. That's my guy, Prez. You can follow him on Twitter at Prez Wager Talk, right? Prez, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, I suck at tweeting, man. Like, I try, Jay. I'm just so old. Like, I mean, I want you guys to follow me so that I can tell Marco that I have a whole lot of followers, but I'm the worst, dude. Honest to God. The one great thing about my tweeting, whatever, is nobody leaves. Once you've subscribed to my Twitter, you don't leave because I don't bother you with tweets.
I like it, man. He's at Prez Wager Talk over on Twitter. I'm at J Money is Money, guys. Great show. Hope you guys cash all your bets, man. We're back tomorrow. Let's cash. We will win.